In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
And welcome back to Chaotic Amateurs, everybody's favorite 5e D&D play podcast. So says I, Bentley Michaels, your host and DM for Season 3. To my right, I have...
Caleb as Army Gatherer, Cinder Darkloft.
Oh boy.
Dash is Peleus.
Rhett is Major General Duroc Dragonsbane.
Milo's Ren.
And last time, ladies and gentlemen, the guys talked a lot, and then they time traveled. Cinder was their butler. They were Alfred, and actually, you know what? The way you were doing it, it actually was more like a Rosalita from Goonies when she was bringing in the in kicking everything. Yep. And then they time traveled. They came back. They met up with Browernick. Duroc was starting to formulate a plan of attack. Peleus' pals and Peleus' pirate pals, possibly wizard pirate pals, will be joining the fray here soon. His mommy and all the elves are coming from the south. They'll be here within 24 hours. And, we're basically trying to figure out the best way of attack. Duroc's answer: go underneath a mountain and attack it from the inside like an ant colony. And that's where we're at. So the adventure continues. It is now later on in the evening. The troops and everybody are in the mess hall. Duroc, the last time you were in here, it was right before Baravin came to town, or Baramis.
Baramis.
Who's came
dead
to town.
Now. I killed him.
That is true. You did kill him. Peleus took out 38 guys with lightning, but who's keeping track? But
I killed a Death Knight.
Bro.
Cool.
I got it down to 69 hit points.
Okay, and so you guys are all in there, and taking eating. Ren, you can be sitting with Yuri if you like.
Yeah, I just want to look for all the Ulagan peeps.
All the pink.
Well, this is the more the army thing. It's not like a town hall like type of thing. You guys are in with all the army people, so you would not see any pink shirted people because they are all in military garb. But Yuri does have a faction around him that you notice on their armor. You see the black howling head.
That's
of
awesome.
The wolf head. What is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're sitting at that. Everyone's very excited because everyone only knows you through Yuri, and some of you saw you do the stuff with come out of the sky.
That's cool.
Put
it's
out
like they're
stuff.
meeting the Pope.
But also, it's kind of like they didn't realize who you were, and now here you are. So they're chatting you up.
Yeah, I'm
Duroc,
telling awkward stories.
Yeah. Do you have anything on your brain? Anything?
No, just general awkward stories and like sharing way too much.
Okay. Okay. And then Peleus, your sister is there. She's part of this. So you can sit with her if you like and tell embarrassing stories about her or whatever it is that you're doing, or...
Yeah. Sis, remember that time when we were goofing off, as kids on that cliff, and remember when you slipped and you fell and you got severe head trauma? Wasn't that hilarious? You recovered, right? Yeah?
And like everyone else is laughing, and she's just like, oh, good. She's so mad. So mad. At you, but everyone else is like, Peleus, tell us more. What else? Because
there was a time we were playing with these sticks, and I swung and I hit her in the head, and she got severe head trauma again. It was only a week apart. It was hilarious.
Okay, and Duroc, you are up there at the head table, kind of. Talking with Nikki about certain things or whatever.
Yeah. Why not, I guess?
About, army stuff.
Yeah. Can I be regaling her with tales of my old army days?
I mean, she was there for a lot of them, so she knows the real stories.
I feel like that's appropriate. Like you'd be reiterating stories she's already heard and she's rolling her eyes.
Duroc tells a lot of the same
Yeah.
stories over and over.
She's annoyed.
Yeah. But everybody else is riveted.
Right.
And she corrects me every time. She's like, no, Duroc, remember it was like this? I'm like, of course I remember what it was like. I was there. She's like, I was too. And you, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a fishtail, you know? It just gets longer and longer.
Yep. And so those things are happening. And, Cinder, where would you like to be sitting?
I feel like I would be at a table, not really sitting next to anybody in particular, just petting this cat. And that's it.
Cinder, come sit over here by me. You've earned it. After all, you are the slayer of death knights.
He
It's actually
he
a pretty
perks
cool
up.
title.
He perks up and kind of puffs out his chest and walks over and
Yeah.
nods and
Duroc makes
thanks
room
you.
for you at the
Yeah.
table. Yeah.
and he sits. And the cat hops on the table right in front of him.
What's up with this cat?
Yeah, what's up with that cat? Peleus yells from another table.
Apparently my, the guy that owns this, as he's pointing to his tongue.
That was his cat.
I don't know if it was his cat, but apparently he deems it necessary that I have an escort of sorts.
Does he talk to you?
No, but it's the weirdest thing. Every once in a while, I'll close my eyes, go to sleep, and then all of a sudden I'm in the cat's head. And I see what the cat is doing through the cat's perspective.
So like a warg.
A what?
A warg.
I don't know. What is that?
Somebody who goes into an animal's body.
I guess. It sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what we call them in Dwarvish.
I know
So
what
I've
a
been
warg
working
is.
on that, trying to do that on command, but it's difficult.
You're trying to go inside of that cat?
Yeah? Why is everybody laughing?
No, that sounds great. Okay, all right, cool.
Just like Cinder. Just like Cinder. Am I right, Nikki? This is just like Cinder.
And as you guys continue to have merriment and other things, Peleus has an alarming amount of stories about how he hit his sister over the head with something.
Oh, do you remember when we were swimming in the lake, right? It was beautiful, it was serene, and we were racing, right? And then high above, on one of the cliff faces, a sheet of rock fell off, and it hit you in the head and gave you severe head trauma. No one saw that coming.
I feel like in the playback you would see Peleus casting a spell to knock the rocks off. What happened? I don't know. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, man. So as you guys continue to regale yourself, you hear very briefly... Actually, make a perception check.
Yes!
Why are you excited for a perception check?
of the game, boys.
16.
Great.
A natural 20.
19.
11.
Okay. Ren is a little bit more bogged down by all the fanfare. He's not used to having all of the attention, all of the people. Tell us more about Ulagan. You've talked to him so many times, and I'm assuming you're telling him about like how great and malevolent he sounds when he speaks to the people.
One of the few people that ever heard him speak.
Yep. I would definitely say you're the only person that is alive at this point that has heard him speak, besides like maybe your party or whatever. But as far as like a true follower, he hasn't talked to people in a while. But with 19,
Yes, sir.
16.
natural 20, Duroc, you're in the middle of a story, and then all of a sudden, it's like hair stands up on the back of your neck. And you immediately get up from the table and you tell everybody we need to get to your post because you have heard cannon fire.
To your posts, quickly! You fools! We're under attack! Cannon fire in the distance!
And as soon as you finish that, you hear what, not in this building, but like maybe one's closer to the water, maybe some ships. You hear wood exploding, that sort of thing. Now everybody is in full,
Panic.
not panic because they're all soldiers.
But they are. Oh my God!
Running to their
Words.
stations. Alert.
Yes.
Yes, they're very
On alert.
very aware of it now because now you start to hear more frequent cannon fire, and also you would also hear what you think is maybe cannon fire from above you.
Airships.
You don't care about that?
Cannon fire from above!
Okay, there it is.
All right, everyone, to your stations and stuff. I'm gonna find a building to stand on top of.
I'm going to call the nurses and be like, hey, need your help.
Okay.
Meet me out front.
Okay.
I'm gonna go try and get to the top of the highest building.
Okay.
That would be the church tower, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be the church
Cool.
tower.
I'm gonna go to the church tower.
Okay. That's going to take you a little bit
Cool.
to get there. Let's all just go ahead and roll initiative so I know like where to.
Natural 1. Wow.
Good.
Doing so well.
6.
Okay.
Would be a
Really
3.
good. That's really good. That's not good.
Dura.
15.
Nice. Cinder.
I tied Great Milo with a natty 1.
Nice.
For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
It makes no sense.
I scored a crit.
Oh.
They score natty crit fails.
And I got a 6. So what does that mean?
I scored a 15. It's
I'm
kinda
going
close.
to.
The opposite.
I'm just going to go alphabetically. Cinder third, Ren fourth.
That works. With the pluses, I have a 6, and I think you said you have 3.
You
or
don't
something.
get pluses on crit fails,
Right, but I'm just thinking. Makes sense.
Yep.
Not near as good as Yamhorn.
Yeah. Well, Yumhorn's dead.
Yeah.
So
You should have thought about that before you died.
I'll have to practice.
So what do you guys do? You guys are in the mess hall. You guys know the layout of this place.
I am mustering troops to
I-
their location.
I'm running
followed-
to the top of that church tower.
I
Okay.
follow Durok's lead, whatever he commands.
Yeah, so I'm telling people to get to their
Are you
stations.
staying inside? Are you going outside? What are you doing?
At the moment, I am just, I guess after I clear everybody of the mess hall, I then go outside. I've directed people to the walls. I've directed people to the guard towers, to the church steeples. I've directed
Okay.
them to the docks, all of these things.
Okay. Great. So you're outside now?
Yes, I am outside now.
Excellent. Okay. Durok, in the waning hours of light that it's not fully dark yet. You can sort of make some ships off the coast, and you can also see some flying airships above, raining down cannon fire. Palis, you are still running towards the church. I'm just going to skip you this time in initiative, and we'll call it good next time because it is a ways away from where this place is. Durok, you were up first. There's also guards, or rather evil bad guy guards running around. They are engaging with some of your troops. They are fighting. There's airships. What do you want to do?
How close are the nearest bad guys?
Within you fighting them range?
Yeah, of course they are. Durok becomes
They definitely
a-
you come upon a group like two guys fighting like a guy who's clearly much better than your two guys.
Yeah.
And so that's the first people you see.
Yeah, so my barking of orders never stops. I see this guy happen. I'm commanding people as they're running past me. I'm issuing not only commands, but advice. Keep calm. Remember your training.
Nice
Right.
hat.
Nice hat, I guess. And then I approach this one dude who is fighting two guys. I kill him.
Well, you'd have to roll for that.
I thought it was a given at this point.
Just that good.
Can we skip that part and just go to the part
You
where
say
he's
that
dead?
every single time, and no, it's never a given. If you want to engage in fighting this guy, you're more than welcome to.
And
So I see that he clearly has the advantage on these guys,
Okay.
and I yell to get his attention, hopefully draw him, basically to have him like turn around and see me right in time for him to get stabbed in the stomach.
Sure. I'll give you an advantage attack since he's rather engaged.
And I'm with you, Duroc, unless you told me to go somewhere else.
No, you can stick with me. 23 to hit.
Great. You hit him.
Uh, 15 damage,
Okay.
and then I have another attack. 25 to hit.
Great.
Savage attack feat. 18 damage.
Great. Well, Duroc, you come in and what would you like? Did you say anything or do you do anything? What do you do?
So basically, as I'm barking orders, Cinder's following behind me. I see these two young soldiers, clearly rookies in desperate need of some help.
Yeah.
And I see this guy, and I'm like, "Hey, ugly," or whatever. And I say it like,
Classic.
as closely, as loudly as I can. He turns around. I like to think I whip him across the face, and then I come in and I stab him. I run my sword clear to the hilt, and I grab him. And I say something really mean under my breath right before ripping my sword out and throwing him to the ground. If he dies. I don't know if he dies. But
He's not dying, but you have definitely done enough damage to this guy that your recruits will be able to handle it from here.
Okay.
Because you basically just 90%ed this guy.
Gotcha.
And there's just chaos going on around you.
Yeah.
We will now cut over to Cinder. Cinder, you just saw Duroc go into full battle mode and just basically dispatch this dude in one. And I don't know if you've ever, you've seen Duroc, fight and do stuff like that, but not like where you're trailing like right behind him.
Yeah, it's a little gory for me. It's not quite what I'm used to. 100%. Yeah.
And in the darkness, I'm wearing my tiger pelt still, so you kind of confuse me. Oh, I've been wearing it the whole time.
Still bloody, never washed.
Yeah, a little bit. But in the darkness, you see the tiger stripes, and you almost confuse me for a wild animal.
You're
No one's
savage.
confusing you for a wild animal.
And you said there were two enemies, correct?
No, there was two of your guys' guards.
Okay. As soon as this body leaves his sword and hits the ground,
Okay.
I shoot an eldritch blast
Okay.
to finish the job, hopefully.
Why have you not been using this the whole time?
I just leveled up to level 10.
Oh, I was going to say, this is one of the best spells, though.
And that would be, my friends, a 23
To hit? Yeah, you hit him.
Yeah.
Bucky?
Yeah. You hit him. Way to go.
The first time you didn't grab your nose, the first time we played.
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed the voice wasn't as good in the second.
And
Weren't you
it's
sick?
A little bit, I think.
8 force damage.
Okay, great. So you Eldritch Blast, and it's a spell that does what?
A beam of crackling energy streaks toward a creature within range from my tongue.
Okay. Okay, so you open your mouth, and
I'd like to think this one is purple.
okay, and a purple blast of energy comes out of your mouth and hits this guy, and he explodes all over a little bit of Duroc in his cape and the two guys.
And I say, sorry, I'm still getting used to it.
I don't even hear you.
Okay.
Okay, that was Cinder's turn. So Ren, you are up. What is Ren doing?
Fly up 10 feet and do I see Nurses anywhere?
You have not seen Nearsis yet. but you see plenty of battles, plenty of people being attacked. Also, I'm going to say if you're flying, the flying ships above you are going to take notice, and I'm going to say you're going to get shot at.
I want to fly over where Duroc and Cinder are.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and cast Beacon of Hope on all of my allies within a 30-foot radius of me. Cool.
Great.
Which gives them a bunch of stuff.
Immunity to
advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and they regain the maximum number of hit points possible from healing.
That's awesome.
Great.
I do that to everybody, so including just
The soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. You get some of the good guy soldiers. You get some of the bad guy soldiers.
Nope. I can choose.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
Just my.
Okay.
Nice
Then
try,
everyone that you recognize in the immediate vicinity that you saw in the Chow Hall, they get your blessing. And let's see here. Let's roll an acrobatics check, Ren. And Ren and
That's a natural 20.
Duroc and Cinder as well.
Acrobatics. What am I, an acrobat?
You might have to be.
I thought I critted, but it was a 2. Oh, actually, it's a
13 total.
Okay, great.
4 total.
Okay. Well, then with Ren's natural 20, he hears a shot from above and looks up and says, "Everyone scatter." And you guys have been around long enough, and a huge cannonball thumps right on the gloopy mess that was the bad guy. And Ren, you notice now above the airships that are firing at you, and often to the to the southwest, you see a figure coming in that you would recognize probably as your dragon. And obviously, you can communicate with it telepathically if you like.
Could you take out those airships?
He can work on it. There seems to be quite a few. We're back up at the top here. Duroc, you're running through. Nope. Peleus is running towards the church and has to go up that entire thing because he wants to be at the top of the church bells.
Shoot. How
Careful, there
high
might be
up?
some
How
leftover
far
ball
away?
bearings.
Is the nearest airship from me?
I would say, I don't know, over 500 feet in the air. It's hundreds of feet up in the air.
I throw Draken's. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I keep running.
Okay.
Basically, at this point, what I'm doing is I am going to be focusing on finding weak points, or I guess, weak points in our line, in our defenses, whatever.
Okay.
I'm going to be going there, just like these two folks here, and I'm going to be trying to go there and administer help, administer orders.
Okay, there's not too much of a line because as you remember the town being set up, it's like they were already here, so you guys are like running out, and so it's like a lot of more individual battles. It's very reminiscent of when you came back and Bulgarian was being attacked and that sort of thing. There's people scattering, townspeople are scattering.
So I'm going to be just running, I guess, from
in random
skirmish to skirmish, trying to find the people that need the most help, and then I'm also going to be looking for a boss to beat.
Okay.
If I can find somebody wearing like captain stripes or something, I'm going to go whoop their butt.
Okay, yeah, I will say that you come upon a group of 3 that look a little bit more formidable, and you would see some plumage on the helmet of one of them, and you would imagine that this is the person leading a lot of the ground assault.
Yeah. Okay. So I kill him.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to engage with him, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. I rush in to all 3 of them.
Okay.
Are they within striking distance of my
Yes.
sword strike?
I kill 3 people in one blow.
Okay. So
Well, you've got that.
I do. And I'm going to maybe use it right now. So first I'm going to be attacking the captain. And if I hit him, then I can do this.
Okay.
Uh, 20.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to just roll damage on the captain, and then I'll do damage on the other two if they're both within striking distance.
Okay.
17 damage on the captain.
Great.
Actually, 20 damage on the captain and
Cool.
3 on the other two.
Okay, great. So you do a big wide sweeping slash and
Yeah. And then 26 to hit on the captain again.
yeah.
Savage attack. 13 on the captain.
Okay, great. So you come up, you see all three of them, and the captain is kind of like leading the way, and you sink, and you go from captain, 1, 2, 3, like right down the line, and then you come back and you do the other side and sink once again, captain down the line, and captain's not looking great.
Nice.
As far as these troops, and his two troops are very, very, freaked out by this whole thing. We now cut to Peleus, who is huffing and puffing a little bit after going up like a spiral staircase up think
I'm
89
really out of shape.
89 Batman Joker Tower, basically. And you're up at the top of the bell tower. I will say out to the east, you see some ships. Some ships firing occasionally. There's probably only like 3 ships, but they're firing in on the town. To the west, you will see the layout of the town, and you will see just random flying. And then obviously up above you, a couple hundred feet, you'll see 10 airships or something like that, varying sizes. Raining down fire.
Now that I'm in the bell tower, are
Yes.
they any closer than a couple hundred feet? Are any of them close enough?
I mean,
Oh, they're
you're
still pretty high up.
yeah, they're still pretty high up. They're not like hovering down low because they want to stay out of kind of range, using gravity for their stuff and stay out of range of anything that could kind of shoot up at them.
Bummer. Okay. And then down below in the streets, can I see a large swath of enemies? Is there a lot of bad guys?
Yeah, I will say this. I will say that at this moment there's a large group, like we'll say the second wave, making its way past the bell tower. I'll say there's like 25 guys starting to go in, and like you can see like a sort of a captain guy with plumage or whatever going like pointing in different directions, but people have not, as you see this, started to go off in different directions. They're still within a good 20 to 30 foot radius of each other.
Cool. I'm gonna cast lightning bolt in a 100-foot line from me at the tower across as many of them that I can see.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's.
I want to try and hit one of the captains with this.
All right. Yeah,
Make
go
sure
for
he's
it.
on the line.
Let's see.
So it's a dex saving throw. They all have to beat 16.
Okay. Well, based off of my D100 roll, there's 93 guys there.
That's a lot of guys.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's a wisdom. You said?
It's a dex saving throw.
Dex.
You
Okay.
have to beat 16.
I'll just. Okay. 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 Out of see, I rolled it so 9 times. We'll just say 3 times a piece for 90. Out of that, only 20 people save. So 73 people get full brunt of your lightning,
Okay.
and 20 people kind of like
Take half.
yeah, exactly.
8d6. Okay, there we go. So for the 73. Okay. That was actually a really good roll.
Yeah, that's really
yeah. 35. Okay, so yeah, 35 damage to the 73 who failed.
Yeah.
And then do you want me to roll half that for the other?
We can just half it for this.
Okay, so then just half that.
All right. So, Peleus, you notice that the the ships are too far away, but you do see a very large group of people, and you go, all right, well, crack your knuckles.
All right, here we go. Oh, and you know what? I'm in the sniper tower and in the bell tower. And kind of like how in Saving Private Ryan, when the guy was in the bell tower at the end, he was sniping people. Yeah. I'm going to hold my staff like it's a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And I go, and all 73. Here we go. Yeah.
All right,
Shoot
and
lightning out of my staff.
Shoot lightning out of your staffs. The night, the darker night sky erupts with lightning, and the bell tower itself, and I would like to think very anime-esque. Peleus, you're like, yeah, and like the lightning's like, and your eyes are wide, and you shoot down, and you zap basically all of them, and you do a lot of significant damage, and they are very much worse for the wear, and they are very much slowed down, and you just did a very good thing, Peleus. You took out a whole bunch of dudes that are like now definitely going to take a couple of rounds to like get themselves together before they get their butts back into town.
There's more where that came from.
Cinder, you were with Durok. You just saw him slash 3 dudes twice, and you're realizing why Durok talks so much trash, because he's really proving to be a killing machine now that he figured out.
Yeah, finally,
all of the pluses that I had given him with his sword.
It all makes sense now.
Unless it's a freaking dragon, most of the time he's gonna hit like 9 out of 10 times.
So how many guys are
There's still
3.
3 standing there.
Okay. So I am going to Eldritch Blast the captain, the one that you seem to be focusing on.
Yeah, he was kind of in front, and the other guys were, we'll say they make the triangle. They were flanking him on right and left shoulders behind.
My goal is to steal all your kills.
Please.
And that would be a 24 to hit.
24 to hit? Yep. You got him.
Only 5 damage.
Okay.
But then I am going to command my sword to follow my blast. So as soon as the blast leaves my mouth, that sword is following right after it.
Great.
And probably doesn't hit. 10 to hit.
Nope. That doesn't hit.
The sword comes back looking defeated.
Sword. Yeah.
Looks a little flaccid.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown music plays.
A little bit. And I I whisper to the cat that is on my shoulder, go take cover and keep watch.
I think that you just have this freaking cat.
The cat turns into a giant monster and starts killing everybody.
Yeah. So you hit him with your Eldritch Blast, and you're going to knock that guy back, and he actually, by going back and throwing his arms out, he actually punches the other 2 dudes in the face for 5 damage.
Naturally.
As well, and they are not looking great. They're down on the ground, kind of like definitely probably going to take a round to like get themselves together. But the captain is very bloody. There's definitely a trail of blood that is around him at this point. Ren, the farthest airship away near the westest part of town, where you would imagine where Hunks of Trunks, that sort of west area. You see a bright ball of white and blue flame hit this airship on the side.
Nice.
And you hear in your head, I'm here. And so what would you like to do? Also, Ren, you would probably think when your dragon's around, your 400-foot ceiling on your cloak might be a little bit higher. You feel more powerful.
So I'm assuming that's Inendrail?
That's your guy. You called for
Nearsis.
Nearsis.
Yeah, I called for
Yeah,
Nearsis.
Nearsis, your dragon.
I was just thinking the color of the flame kind of.
Just the regular color of fire.
I'm going to communicate to him, good job, keep it up. And I'm going to follow where Duroc and Cinder went.
Okay. You're standing right there, and you see the 3 guys laying on the ground. You just saw Cinder, Eldritch blast him, and then
yeah.
threw his sword.
I must have missed that.
They're still alive, but 2 are on the ground. Is the captain on the ground too?
They're all on the ground.
All 3
Captain's
fell.
bleeding all over the place, and he fell, and the other clotheslined him, kind of like when he went
Punched them in
backwards.
the face.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the only word Duroc knows is Total War, so you can spare them if you'd like, but
They'll be dead eventually.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll cast Spare the Dying as a bonus action on 2 of them.
Spare the dying.
Yep.
Okay.
Just makes it so they don't die outright.
Okay.
So we can knock them out, but they won't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Which 2 would you like? The lesser 2 or the captain in one, or what?
The definitely the lead captain, and then just the guy on the right. I guess I can't save them all.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
those were the 2 I hated most.
Okay. So you cast Spare the Dying, and they are spared from dying.
Yeah, they just basically don't have to make death saving throws, so they won't perish.
Gotcha. So 2 of them feel like they're not going to perish. The other one, questionable. And Ren, you're seeing your dragon shoot off more flames. He actually seems to look like when you look up, it seems to grab one of the airships with its claws and kind of like goes into the side of it, like it flies, and then uses it as like a stopping point and claws at it and shoots flame on the deck. And that one is slowly but surely probably going to Hindenburg.
That's dope.
Oh, the humanity.
Yeah, and you can kind of like feel the power of the dragon as it's attacking and that sort of thing, like going through you. You can feel you simultaneously, it's like splitting your head. You almost see and feel like the attacks, its thought process, like what it's doing and like how it's taking it apart. And while it's not necessarily your thought process, because you're a little bit more giving and that sort of stuff, it's not like a destructive rage where you're like, this is bad. He's just protecting and basically doing the Duroc version of like, got to get it done. If they're attacking us, screw them. We're going to tear it apart and
Doing what dragons do.
Yeah, doing what dragons do. So with that, we're back up at the top of initiative. Duroc, you saw Ren cast some magic on some people,
and
you've seen flame go off up in to the west over your left shoulder. What are you doing?
So
there's still chaos going on around you.
Yeah. And were these people going to get up and keep fighting, or
they don't look like it?
Okay, that was my question. So then I'm off to the next kerfuffle.
Okay.
I like to think that again. I see random things happening. I see our soldiers, and I'm just barking orders. Over there, men! Muster your strength. Keep your courage gathered. Ren! The men need you. They need your support of Ulagan and blah, 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 or whatever. And then... whatever you believe in. And I tell Cinder, he's doing a good job, following me, I guess. So I go to the next weakling, and again I am looking for those boss battles. I'm looking for the big bad walking up 8 feet tall, just like Sauron, just whacking dudes. But also I'll just kill whoever's in my way. So whatever I find next, I'll kill.
Okay,
perfect.
If anything,
you come upon a
widow,
who's crying. Who's crying with the body of her dead husband in her hand.
Clearly, she's a changeling. She's dead.
That's Duroc.
You're about to be reunited.
Close your eyes, widow.
Jeez. So dark.
Joke's on her, though, because Spare the Dying was on her husband.
Oh.
So she's not going to be reunited
Oh,
anytime
she
soon.
will. We're not keeping prisoners around. What, do you think this battle's going to end? We're just like, okay, everybody that was spared, gather around for kumbaya and s'mores.
All right, Duroc, you see a guy, a slender guy, more in robes, and he looks right at you, and
Nice.
and he's going to. You see fire coming out of his hands right at you, Cinder and Ren.
Yeah, I charge him and kill him.
Well,
Is he too far away? What's the deal?
a 23 to hit.
Oh, he hits. He goes to hit me.
Yeah, he throws fire at you and your pals. A 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Just looking through my abilities, he hits me. God.
All right.
But immune to fire damage because I'm in the middle of bloodlust.
What?
I think you just made that rule up.
Clearly, it's been on my character sheet for 3 years or whatever it's been.
Never
2
mentioned
years.
it until this point.
Well, I've forgotten
All right.
a lot of things.
Duroc, you take 17 fire damage from this,
Ouchie.
and Ren, you take nothing because you're wearing your cloak, and Cinder, you're gonna take half. So 8 fire damage from this person. And now, Duroc, as you've been blown back, you flip back up onto your feet. Say something about fire or witty or whatever Duroc does. I'll show you fire damage.
You're fired.
Okay.
All right, I tried. Anyway, Durok's not one for small conversation. Kills the wizard.
Duroc,
Is he close enough for me to charge?
in your head, you're going to hear this weird little voice. You know what? Screw it. It's going to be Ulagan. He's going to go, hey, remember the cool sword stuff you got? I don't know. Maybe that's a ranged attack you could
I
make.
know. That's why I was asking if he was close enough for me to charge him.
I'm talking about power beam, stupid.
I know, Ulagan. I know how to kill people.
It fires like a laser gun.
Fine.
I'm
Clearly.
just saying you can do that.
Okay, I was just thinking if this wizard was within sprinting distance, I would close the gap, murder him up close the way that my
If your
father...
movement speed is, he's like 35.
Cinder leans in and says, "Who are you talking
Fine.
to?"
He's just out of range.
Okay.
I
He's yelling.
Yeah.
Durok's yelling at the sky.
Hooligan, let me be the harbinger of death around here.
And then I close the distance as close as I can, just to
Great.
make sure I
You're
don't
within
miss.
5 feet.
Okay. And then I lunge using my lunge attack. No, just kidding. I power beam and shoot him.
I use my whole
So I make a
action
regular
advantage.
attack roll with my power beam.
Mm-hmm.
20.
Yep.
4 to hit. Okay. Now I've been dreaming about this one. Should I take the 2d10 plus 2 or the 1d20 with advantage? I'm going to do the 1d20 with advantage. Because, wait. No.
Wait.
Well, I have Savage
Wait,
Sack.
no,
Does that
no.
count?
What's the question again?
So I can either roll it as 2d10 plus
It's always
2.
better to roll multiple
Oh,
dice
yeah, you're
than
right.
one bigger dice.
You're right. But I have
'Cause
advantage.
The least you could get is 2, and the
But I
most
have
you can
advantage
get.
with the 1d20.
But you don't get that first roll added, so you
And it's
could
plus
get
2,
a
so I
1
could do
on
22
either one.
damage.
Is that the meta you were talking about earlier?
Yeah. You correcting
Yep.
everybody on how their works? Yeah, that's exactly what the I'm talking about.
18 damage with a power beam. So, being this is the first time, I close the distance.
Yeah.
And I realize I'm not going to be able to make it. And that's when, I've got my shield in one hand, my sword in the other, and I lift my sword up high, and I go to basically swing it as though I was doing an attack. And right at the apex of my swing, this brilliant, blinding, reddish gold hint of silver again. Blinding. Dark vision. Everybody is blinded.
Got it.
Make a perception save. What? And this beam. and a beam, as though it almost looks like an extension of my sword, but of just pure energy, cackles forth, seems to be ripping through space and time, and hits this wizard square in the face.
I love it, dude. For how much damage?
2.
18.
Dope. You Zelda him, you zap him, and it hits him straight in the face. He does a backflip and ends up on his stomach.
Yeah.
And you definitely rocked him and did a significant amount of damage to this young cocky wizard.
Dope.
Peleus, we cut to you. You have just taken out a small army of people.
And you saw my power beam, so because it's dark. And
Did
you're
you yell
outside.
something cute when you
To the west, yes, you do see Durok's power beam. Yeah, he just says power beam.
Power beam. Cool. So is there because of the bombardment, have they destroyed buildings or anything?
Yeah. And I'm
there-
actually going to say I just rolled a natural 20, so I'm going to say that the church gets hit right now with a couple of cannonballs. So you kind of feel a rocking, little earthquake action. There's some holes. Ren's church, you got some holes in it. You're going to have to get some mortar. Get some drywall.
Ren doesn't like that.
Are there statues nearby or anything in the town that I could see?
You know what's really funny is that underneath, holding up the church, the church bells. I'm gonna show it to you. Going through season 2 notebook, there are holding up the tower. There is there's a dragon, there's a dwarf, and I forget what the other 2 are. But they're holding up. You can kind of see it here, they're holding up underneath, Atlas, each one of the corners of the bell tower. So underneath you, there's a dragon, a dwarf. Oh, it's every race: a dragon, a dwarf, an elf, and a human fighter, I believe.
Was there an orc?
Or maybe it was an orc. I forget.
And they're all holding up the tower I'm in.
Yeah, they're
Oh, bummer.
Platform, like gargoyles.
yeah.
Bummer. Okay.
But I would
never mind.
imagine, Peleus, that in your vast "I'm the best wizard in the world" stuff, you would imagine that the tower would be able to be held by 2 of the 4.
We want you to do what you
I
want
was
to do.
considering that. Okay, then I'm gonna use animate object on 2 of
Hell
the
yeah.
statues.
Dope.
And what size would they be considered?
Large.
Large. So I can animate 2 of them.
Great.
Sweet. So I'm gonna animate the dragon and the elf. Sounds pretty dope.
Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I'm just gonna have them attack just the closest group of soldiers. So they're pretty big.
Yeah, they're probably about 50 feet.
So how many could they hit in one swipe, each of them?
They could probably, finish off your group that you lightning bolted.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. Then I'll have them attack those same guys.
Okay.
Just imagine them all getting up dust yourself off, men. We can do it. Oh, good Lord.
And then a big old dragon hand sweeps through, just
Cool.
and just smacks a bunch of people.
Yeah. So they have a. So I got to roll to see if they hit.
Okay.
It's
I'm going to give you advantage. They're huge.
sweet.
It'd be kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
Okay. Rolled the same thing twice. 17.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. And then their damage isn't great. It's 2d10 plus 2. So it's not awesome.
That's pretty good, man.
It's okay. I was kind of hoping for more,
He's used to 8d6. So.
Okay, so this is for 1. This is how much damage they're doing. Oh,
Great.
and you know what? Would this be considered... No, never mind. Cool, so So one of them does 9 damage,
Great.
and then the other one does 14 damage.
Great.
Sweet.
So the elf that you animated takes its bow off its back and just like pop, 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 and like swings it over.
Oh, that's cool.
And sort of like lightly hits them all, like, and like kind of lays them out, and then the dragon comes through and just with its big old claw just squish and scoops them, and you just see bodies, a big old pile of bodies.
That's awesome.
Just
Nice.
fly past you, and you just hear Wilhelm screams. Like as people fly past you in the tower. I'll say one guy flies right over your head and hits and dies, like it hits the bell and just like slides off of it and
Nice.
dies. Exactly. And then people like are flying out like towards the docks and stuff, and you've basically taken out in 2 turns, you've basically taken out that entire little squadron of people, and now you've got like 2 big stone like golem things looking at you like, do we do good, Dad?
You did great.
Okay, and here we go. We've got Cinder up.
And what's the scene before me?
You just saw Durok power sword, light shot out of his sword.
Wizard.
Hit a wizard in the face. He did a backflip, and he's laying on the ground, slowly starting to get up. Never having been like hit in the face with power like that before. Up above, an airship is falling out of the sky into the forest of the Frye Oak Woods, and you see a dragon jumping basically like Mario onto another ship and attacking it.
I love it. Do I get the feeling like this mage is on death's door, or do I?
You get the feeling that the mage definitely got hit. He definitely got rocked. But
Okay.
he doesn't look like he doesn't look cracked like you're a dead knight.
Okay.
You can just assume that everybody I hit is on death's door.
I better not. Okay. So what?
Death's Door is my middle name.
Yeah.
Durok Death's Door Dragonsbane.
They call me D and D and D.
You see Cinder open his mouth. No big surprise there, but this time his tongue starts to look like it waggles like it normally does. Big deal. But the frequency starts to increase to the point where the light changes too, because the frequency is going so fast. It turns to a yellow and then shoots a beam and hits the mage or whatever. And when it hits, nothing happens. But we'll see.
Par for the course.
I'm just
makes
cutting
sense.
to the
Wow.
chase.
Is he just jumping ahead here? Wow, why haven't you been doing this all season?
We need a wisdom save.
Okay.
More like a...
Hey, 5.
Okay, good.
Right, guys?
You're doing it, wizard.
Yeah. So from the outside, we don't notice anything.
Okay.
You just gave
but
him liver cancer.
From the inside, it feels like just
Morbid
wait 10
cancer.
years. Yeah.
Leave him be. The medical bills will take him out.
So imagine. I'm gonna ruin his credit, guys.
Healthcare, am I right?
Where's Bernie when you need him? You ready to feel the burn?
That's why medical bills for everyone should be taken care of.
That's good.
And a bird flies up. Okay, and but on the inside.
Yeah, you missed this Bernie Sanders test. You were in the bathroom.
On the inside, this mage starts to feel something that is akin to a brain freeze.
Oh. Got that
and
Slurpee.
Visually, it is the spike that forms in the middle of the brain, and if it ends up killing this mage, it pierces through the skull and splits outward.
Boy,
it's,
okay.
It's 16 damage, psychic.
What is this thing called?
Oh wait, no, yep, 16 damage.
What is
It's
it called?
mind spike.
Oh my
Sounds
god.
awful.
Okay, so what color is it? You cast a...
Sounds like
yellow.
every conversation with Cinder.
Oh god!
what, you want to blow your brains out? All right, so what color is the magic?
Yellow.
Okay, so he's starting to get he starts to pick himself back up, and right as he stands up, he sees this yellow light coming. Good God,
That's what he did.
He sees this yellow. That is true. Sees this yellow light coming right at him, and it hits him right in the forehead. And he sits there and looks at you, and he goes, "Magic's not so." When his head explodes.
And Durak's just like,
Yeah, Durak, you got a little bit of goop on you and your tiger pelt and your shiny sword.
yeah.
Cinder, well done. You blew his brain.
That's right.
You did a
That was mind-blowing, Cinder.
Thank you. All right, Ren, it's your turn. You've seen Nearsis. You see one airship going down. You see him firing up the deck of another ship. You just saw Cinder blow a guy's brain up from the inside out.
So I've seen these airships before, correct?
I mean, you would assume that they're not dissimilar to like the airships, like when you were with Peleus, and you know, he threw them out of the sky into a crew of people and killed 70 people.
And the type of magic, would I be aware of that? Like how powerful that magic is?
I would say that you would think this is powerful magic enough to get a large ship into the sky and keep it there.
Level 3 or higher?
For an airship?
Yeah.
I would imagine it would take more than a level 3 caster in order to make a boat fly, yeah?
Okay.
You were going to undo it.
I was going to dispel magic, yeah.
That would have been dope. That would have been so dope.
Then I will not have an idea what to do. I'll go ahead and bless my friends on the ground and myself.
Okay.
So we got D4s. And I'll just continue to fly over the top of them and look for more stuff to do.
Yeah. I feel like Durak tells you, he's like,
Fly low, fly fast, find people that need help.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll continue to look around for groups of people.
Okay.
Things going on the ground.
Okay.
Continuing about 10 feet above all the fighting and whatnot.
Great. Okay, so you're doing that. You see several of the fighters. You see Yuri like helping people, and he's got like a little squad now. You know, he's got like 4 or 5 guys around him, and they're like going, and you feel a pang of like, oh, look at him go. You glance back and you see these 2 50-foot tall. You see a dragon's born and a elf stone animated, and you're just like, well, Peleus probably
Seems about right.
And
I definitely also notice Durak yelling out to Ulagan, and I feel a little bit jealous inside, but I don't let it show.
yelling at him to stay out of my way.
And in that moment, all of you sort of look up to the sky, and you hear off, sort of south. You hear more firing now, more cannon fire, and you hear and you see some spells. What you assume are spells by the way of different colors of energy flying towards all of these other airships that are directly over your town. Peleus, you're going to hear cannon fire behind you, and you look out towards the sea, and you see a small armada of ships firing on the people that were firing on the town now, and they have something else to deal with.
Nice.
Hey, Peleus, Mommy's here.
Yeah, mommy.
Like you would imagine the ones coming from the south are from Laura Lynn, and you recognize the airships. They also have some very sort of unique, more like fighter jet type, singular craft type airships that the wizards fly, and those are, as you know, are the ones where they're doing the spell casting and that sort of thing. From behind you, I'm going to say that Graukdrat, Gromok, and your tattoo friends.
Oh yeah.
You recognize certain cannons. You know cannons. You know how they sound.
When they're flying those flags,
Yeah,
I know
they're flying the flags, and
Pretty flags.
and everybody's starting to converge. Cannons firing, wizards, spells, everything. And the bad guys, they start to retreat. The ground troops start to just take off in any way that they can. Certain folks are captured, and all of that can be sorted out later. Certain people try to just get out of town. And you've defended Bulgurum yet once again. After the dust has cleared, after the ships have docked, after everything has been taken care of, your prisoners have been rounded up. Now, you guys have sort of all reconvened, and there's Browernick, there's Ren and Friends, there's your mom, Peleus.
Mommy.
Your mom.
Your mom.
Do you remember your mom's name?
Yeah.
Mommy?
She just saved us a little bit ago.
I had it in my notes somewhere.
Nestlerin
That's right.
Ianirth.
Ianirth.
Nestlerin, the head of the head of Laurelin and the elves, is there with
Nessie. Mommy.
and your orc friends, your barmaid, the two brothers and the sister. They're there, and as well as a bunch of other pirates and different people. Some of them you are actually very surprised about. You're like, I didn't think we were on good terms.
Well, this is surprising. I really thought you hated me after I cheated you at that game.
What'd you say?
What? Nothing.
So you were cheating.
A fight breaks out.
You can't prove it now.
All right, and so you guys are all standing there having done this. Nearsis lands, and almost like a good puppy. He lands and kind of like lays down next to Ren. He's kind of next to his guy. You hear the golden dragon and Cinder's head going like, why didn't you bring me to the action?
I thought about it
I was
a couple
bored.
times.
I was bored.
Sorry. Next time.
In Indrail, you hear Peleus, you hear in your head, and you're like, she kind of says something similar.
Oh, yeah.
Drake.
I completely
we gotta, there's a big thing coming on. We should kind of figure it out. Roll me a perception, Peleus.
17.
Okay. After you hear an Indril talk to you, you see Browernick wink at you again. And now you are standing there, and Nestlerin says to you, sorry we're late. Winds and those sorts of things, but she's a little frazzled, not like the last time you saw her where she was very put together and very, not for Cinder, but like for Ren and Duroc. Very put together and she's like, sorry we're late, and almost seems a little bit more Peleus-like. She's like, there were some winds and some a little bit of paper we had to do. Anyway, glad we could help.
Help is never late, my lady.
I'm assuming we've got a plan.
We do. It's time to put the hammer to the anvil.
And that's where we leave it for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us around our proverbial podcast table. We are ramping up to the very end of season 3. Not that many episodes left. I'm very excited. It's been a very fun journey for me. But to my right, I have
Caleb as Mind Slayer, Cinder Darkloft.
Dash as the Grand Wiz. No, just the Wizard. Peleus Earth.
Careful.
Duroc, Grand General, Dragon's Bane.
General Lee.
And Milo's Ren.
Well done, Milo. Thank you all for joining us, and grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.